All right, hi guys. We're going to talk about inequalities today. I'm still sick, so I'm really sorry about my voice. And the first part about inequalities that we're going to talk about is the notation. All right, so make sure you have this printed out so you can do it with me. Okay, we have less than, okay, where it points to the left, it points to the smaller number. We have greater than, where the bigger part is on the bigger number. Okay, it points to the right. We have less than or equal to. It's less than and then the equal to. And then we have greater than with the equal to. Okay, you always need to write your variable on the left versus over here with the variables on the right. All right. Some problems on your practice work will use the circles, like open dot, close dot. Excuse me. But now we're really going to use parentheses and brackets. So for example, this guy right here is 7 tan x less than 3. This. Okay, because a parentheses means less than or greater than. A bracket means less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Just like an open circle meant less than or greater than, and a closed circle, a shaded in circle, meant less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Right here, this guy, this is, I'm going to have to write it, is negative infinity to 11. So it tells us, look, right here, it tells us there's a bracket right here. Okay, and so we put a bracket there, and then it's on 11, so we put it on 11. And then all of this right here, it keeps getting smaller, like super, super tiny smaller, and so it goes to negative infinity. So negative infinity, and infinity always has a parenthesis. Okay, let's look on this guy. Okay, this guy is at 11, and he's got a parentheses. Just realized something's hanging. This guy's at 11, he's parentheses, and then he keeps going bigger, bigger, and bigger, so he keeps going to infinity. Okay. Let me go back and show you a couple of things. If we wanted to write him, this one right here, in normal notation, this means that x can be anything, excuse me, greater than 11. Here, x is less than or equal to 11, and we just need the equal sign right here underneath it. So less than or equal to sign, less than or equal to, okay? Right here, we would write parentheses, negative 7, comma, negative 3, parentheses. Notice there's a parentheses here, so we put a parentheses. It's at negative 7, so we put negative 7. There's a parentheses here, so we put a parentheses here, and it's at negative 3, so we write negative 3. All right, I want to do this guy. This guy has a bracket right here at negative 4, so we're going to write negative 4 with a bracket, comma. This guy is a parentheses. We're going to write a 2 with a parentheses. So you can write it like that, okay, or we can write it in, like this for negative 4, 2, 2. Okay, and this guy is an equal to, and this guy is not an equal to. Okay, I'll show you a couple of things. When it's written like these, this guy, this guy, this guy, those, okay, are called interval notation. Okay, otherwise, when it's written like this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, those are like the ways that you're used to. All right, let's discuss this guy right here. He goes all the way -10. It keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So he's from negative infinity. Negative infinity always has a parentheses, comma. He keeps going bigger, 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 bigger. He goes to positive infinity. Okay, those like sideways 8s are infinity. So basically on this number line, it can be any number. Let's get some more examples. All right, this course, I want you to understand interval notation and graphing. For this course, I don't need you to understand set notation, but I need you to understand interval notation. Okay, and I need you to understand graphing. The next course that you take, intermediate algebra, I'm going to need you to understand set notation. I'm just right now kind of telling you it exists. Okay. I'm going to write these down. Don't worry about understanding it. Heck. All right, so big. This guy is all right, pretend those were written there to begin with. Let's change. Okay, so let's, on the set notation, just take a look at these pieces. These will look familiar to you, okay? And let's just graph those pieces. Okay, on your graph, I don't need a fancy line. Okay, I need like 1 or 2 numbers. Okay, and that's all I want you to do right now. All right, -3 sounds great right here. And it's pointing this way. It's pointing to the left. So we're going to shade over here, and it's not equal to, so it is a parentheses or an open circle, and it's like that. All right, these two are done. Let's do this guy. This guy is at 0, and he's pointing to the left. This pointing to the left, so it's anything over here. So he would be a parentheses or an open circle. This guy points to the left. He's at 5. He is equal to, so he's a bracket, or it would be like a closed circle. Things like that. So all this is shaded. And then this is in between the two numbers. -2, 1.5. He, look over here, has a parentheses, and then the 1.5 has a bracket, and it's shaded between. And then we have -3.7, 4, and then he's got a bracket at the 3.7 and a parentheses at the 4, and it's shaded between. All right, I don't need fancy graphs. All right, so then you know how to graph, okay, and then I need you to focus on how to do interval notation. All right, so interval notation starts off with the smallest number, and the smallest number for this guy right here is shaded, and he keeps getting more negative. So he's going to be negative infinity, and then our biggest number is -3. 3, and there's a parentheses, so we're going to write parentheses. This guy, our smallest number is 2, and there's a bracket. It says 2, not negative 2, sorry. And then it's shaded, so it goes to a positive infinity. Here, our smallest number is negative 4, and there's a parentheses, and it's shaded, so it goes to positive infinity. Here, our smallest number is shaded, so it's from negative infinity. Infinity, positive or negative, always has a parentheses, and then it's at 0, and that has a parentheses because it's not equal to. Here we're at 5. There's a bracket, and the smallest one is negative infinity. Okay, and these two are done. Okay, getting used to interval notation is super difficult. Okay, let's look at these couple of problems. All right, explain what's wrong with these two guys. Well, infinity can only have parentheses, so it can only be negative 5 to infinity, and negative infinity needs to have parentheses 4. Okay, because infinity is not an exact number, so it has to be parentheses. Okay, here, let's graph these guys. This says 2x, okay, notice this points that way, right? And it was equal to, so we shaded this way. This is negative 1, and he points that way. It was not equal to, so we'll do parentheses. Okay, here it's in between two numbers, 0.5 and 3. This is equal to, so we're going to do bracket. This is not equal to, so we're going to do parentheses, and we're going to shade between. All right, so it's just a review on kind of the new notation. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there, and then I'm going to solve linear inequalities on the next video.